Welcome back to the Art I've Created series, and today we're going to explore the art I've created in the month of August. Hi everyone, my name is Veronica, aka Vespertiliu. I am an Italian comic book author, tarot and oracle deck creator, and your spooky art teacher.
It's me again, yours truly.
So welcome back. This video might be a bit shorter in comparison to the previous ones, mainly because in the month of August I've been really focused on my work, on my graphic novel and on the illustrated book, but I've still been able to create. September though might be a bit more problematic because this month I've really locked in with my graphic novel, which, spoiler, I just finished drawing it. I've made a post about it in my Substack. And speaking of, guess who's back? My newsletter. So I took a year-long break, almost a year-long break. I think it was 11 months. I've decided to get back at Substack. I revamped my whole publication, which is now called Art and the Craft. And then I decided to enable paid subscriptions. However, free content is still available. I am now curating on a daily basis all of my notes on Substack. I've started drawing daily tarot cards for the collective. And also there's going to be free posts for all of my subscribers, no matter how much they pay or if they're free subscribers. So you can now join my Substack at the link in my description. To close the promotional bit of this video, may I remind you of my new journal collections, VESPERTILIU'S Mystical Journals. You guys, the support and the love you showed to my first mystical journal was unbelievable. I was speechless. One day, out of the blue, I got 15 orders. It was like, what the actual hell? Thank you so much for supporting my little project. If you're interested in one of those notebooks and if you want to know a little more about this project, I'll leave a couple of links in the description. With that said, so as I was saying, right now in September, I haven't been able to draw and create that much outside of work because I just finished drawing my graphic novel. Now there's a whole other part of work that is starting literally today. I have a meeting in 2 hours with my editor, and I'm still working on the illustrated book. I might mesh together September and October. Let me know if you'd prefer 2 separate videos, even though September might be a bit shorter. With that said, let's start right away with the sketchbook that there's been a little accident. I was hoping this would protect the print, and so I have sealed it with clear tape, but it ended up making the thermal printing fading. So let's keep that in mind. The first thing I did in August, and I did it on August 2nd. So on August 1st, I didn't do anything outside of work. And on August 2nd, I started working on this little passion project of mine, which is another tarot deck. Now, I have no intention at the present moment of creating a whole tarot deck in a short period of time and pitching it to a publisher. This is just a passion project. But who knows? The Vesper Tarot were a passion project, so who knows? Anyways, the first card that I did was Death. There she is in all of her beauty. I printed it and added this silver background, and I think it looks amazing. And I did multiples of that and also designed with the frottage technique the back, and so this is the Death card. And the reason why I created those Death cards is because this summer I felt in need of change. I needed transformation, but I was going through that transformation and it was feeling so uncomfortable. I thought I need a reminder that transformation brings new things in life. A nice reminder of that is the major arcana of Death, because Death is about transformation. Something dies in your life so that something can be reborn. I was heavily inspired by the Pamela Colman Smith imagery, but I did a maiden instead of a knight, riding a unicorn. It's a symbol of everything that's pure and magical. She is as well bringing the black flag with the white flower, which is the same flower that we have in the Fu, and it is a symbol of new things, rebirth, and innocence. And another thing that I included is the sunrise, so a new day in the horizon. And I love this card. I bring it with me in my travel journal, and I have this other copy sitting on my desk at any times. After I did this card, I then did the devil. I did two versions of the devil because the first one I wasn't very satisfied with, which I have to censor. And so I did this rendition with this little maiden that is chained, but the chain is not tied to anything, and the as above so below pose on the devil. Of course, the meaning of this card is basically you are the one caging yourself. You are responsible for your addictions and for your actions. I love this card because it is basically telling you there's no external forces. You're your own demon. You are your own devil. This is the first version I did, which was again inspired also by how Pamela Colman Smith did this card. I then again decided to make a card out of it, and now I use it as a bookmark in this journal I got in London, and I use this for my morning pages. I added the silver in the wings and on some of the stars. I wasn't satisfied with this one, wasn't vibing with me, and so I did another one. And this time I took inspiration from my own devil card. So this is the devil from the VESPERTILIU'S deck. And so I wanted to use that imagery of you seeing your devilish reflection in a mirror. I'm making this like in a medieval sort of vibe. I'm imagining this as W's tarot deck instead of Vespertiliu's tarot deck. The Vesper Tarot was all about Vespertiliu, while this other deck that I am working on as a passion project is heavily related to W, my witch character. So there it is, how I designed the card this time. And then, of course, the card version, and I used the silver inside the mirror. I love how this turned out, and this also comes with me and goes along with my death card, and they both sit inside of my travel journal. And the lesson of the devil is, in short, put down that damn phone. I designed this card in a moment where I realized I was spending so much time literally stressing myself, checking my phone and all of my social media platforms constantly. And it is not a matter of numbers and of being obsessed with growth, because I'd be spending hours on Vinted and Pinterest also. It's not related to social media and work. I was just obsessed with scrolling, and there is always a scientific reason for that. It is literally an addiction. Okay, so August was weird. I believe at some point I'm going to show it to you. I wrote a comment about it. I was obsessed with this concept of transformation, and I've been obsessed with the double spiral symbol. And so I made first this little skull that I colored with acrylic markers. And then I did this illustration about the Death Maiden, the same one that there is in this card. And I wrote, Mother of Change, Lady of Transformation. There she is. And there's, of course, a spiral in silver behind her. And so, yeah, there's a kid crying. As I was saying, I've been struggling with taking all of my creative energy from within to the outside world, and these 4 pages in particular were really a moment where I wasn't feeling myself and I was reaching for some kind of guidance. So of course I had to do my goddess. This was actually an idea for another card, which would have been the world, but I ended up not liking any of the designs I made, and so it stayed like this. So this is the first one with the spiral goddess and all of those spirals, still with the goddess. I wanted her arms to look like the start of the spiral, but I wasn't very satisfied with the result. This is about a card I had drawn. I drew the Ace of Wands reversed. And let me see what I wrote. The Ace of Wands popped out reversed. I need my flame back. Delay on the new beginning. My spark, I want back my spark. Yeah, and I did this page where it was basically me reflecting on this card and kind of spiraling within its meaning. I don't remember. I don't remember what happened here, but I believe something good happened on the same day. What the hell? I wrote the universe already is providing with their bounty, and I drew the face of the goddess, but I usually don't draw her eyes. They are covered by her hair. But this time I decided to make this texture in the shape of the double spiral, and so this is the page. Then there is a page that I can't show you because this is an idea I had in August for a black and white illustration, probably going to become the design of October's mystical journal. So I can't show that to you. Here I started again drawing W. Honestly, I don't like what I did here. I don't know if you can see, there is like a cutout, and still I don't like it. And right behind I wrote down, August has been delirious. I was going through a time. Here I kind of started getting back my spark. I did this little W, very cute. So remember when this summer I made the cover for the Frankenstein book, for my own Frankenstein book, just to have a cool cover to look at? I did it again, but this time I did it with a puzzle book I bought. I don't know how those are called in English, but my favorite game is the one where you have to search for the word. And so I got myself a puzzle book and I redesigned the cover. So I made this kind of spooky cover that says puzzles and riddles, and I've put this design I had made a few months ago. I think it was last year actually. And then I designed this little puzzle piece, and this is how the back looks like. Those were the sketches for the font for the title, and this is how the cover turned out. We are basically finished with the sketchbook. These are the last 2 pages. This one I love, 10 out of 10, no notes. Here I was like, yes, I'm back. So it's W and Vespertilio together. They're flying in the sky, and there's also W's magic book at the top. And then this was on August 29. I went out to do one of my favorite things ever, which is go by the beach and draw the waves and the sea. And so I did this, and it has been so long since last time I did this. I think this is the first time I did this in this sketchbook, which was crazy. My lovely shore really love this page, and this was the last thing I did in my sketchbook for the month of August. Now I have some news for you all. Even though there were some pages left, I actually decided that I am done with this sketchbook. Like, I love working with this, but for now I need to step aside. I think, did I show this to you on this channel? I don't remember. But this is my new sketchbook. It is a Moleskine sketchbook to which I have removed the cover to let it be a little more bendy. And I made the cover with a print of this older piece of mine. But I decided to include this page, which is one of the last pages of August, because I really love this. So this is going to be the next sketchbook that you're going to see. Yay! So it is now the time you've been waiting for. It's Cauldron time. So I'm going to take everything out. Yes, August 1st. Oh, so I did something on August 1st. This is tea bag, like the cover up of my tea bag. And I painted on it a little W with some blue and purple acrylic markers and some silver stars, etc. And I believe I was having a snack, having my tea, etc. And I decided to just draw on this little bag. This was the swatch card of my Ohuhu acrylic markers, one of the kits that Ohuhu so kindly sent to me, because they are longtime supporters of this channel. Love you. I just did a little drawing here, and it's Vespertilio with a little crescent moon, and then the background is made of, it is a pink background with purple spirals. So really, really cute little piece. It's not much, guys. This though, this I love. This was another moment where I was studying the work of Remedios Varo and Leonora Carrington. This was a random piece of paper I had, and the title of this piece is Look, Moon Overboard, instead of Man Overboard. And I did this on August 2nd, and this is what it looks like. Let me see. Yes. It looks amazing on camera. Yay. It is a little stormy, see? Oh, I remember what I was doing. This was another, like, it happened before, but I was cleaning my acrylic brushes because they had become a little dirty and they weren't working properly. So I was cleaning them. And then I was like, oh, this looks like the sea with a gray sky. Let me draw a storm. And then the more I went, the more things happened. And I ended up with this lovely piece, Moon Overboard. I really like how I rendered the waves. So, yeah. Then I did this one. What day was this? August 1st. Really simple one, another random piece of paper. The spiral energy, which I relate to the goddess. So I have those two little pieces, which are two moons, because I found two rocks while on my walks on the beach that looked like little moons. And so I did a little purple moon and a little orange moon. And they made me think about Halloween. And lastly, this is one of my favorite things I did in August. I found this rock, and the moment I looked at it, I was like, this looks like a horse skull. And so I brought it home and painted with the acrylic markers a horse skull. And I love this. This is my favorite one. Fun fact, nobody gets it. My father was like, oh, you did, it is so cool, it's a velociraptor. My uncle was like, this is so cool, it's a dragon. But yeah, love their interpretations as well, but it is a horse skull. My idea was to find one of those pointy long shells on the shore and glue it on top of this to make a unicorn skull, like the ones I used to draw with my character W. Check out my older videos for those. But I ended up really loving this, and also horses were a beloved animal to my girl Leonora Carrington, and so I thought, yeah, let's embrace that. Let's embrace that. And with that, guys, we're done. This was very fast and fun, so I'm very happy about this. Thank you so much for watching my video about the art I created in the month of August. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, I'm afraid I won't be able to put together as much art pieces for the month of September, because I'm working really hard in the final stages with my graphic novel. I'm still working on the Illustrator book, so a lot of things are going on right now, art-wise. If I realize I don't have as much art pieces, do you prefer me to make still the September recap, or do you want me to mesh it together with the October recap? Let me know in the comments below. I'm back again on Substack with both my regular notes and my newsletter. You can choose to join me for free and you'll still have a lot of content for you to dive in. But if you'd like to support my art and work with a monthly fee, you can also check my paid subscriptions. Alternatively, you can support me by getting one of my mystical journals. You'll find the link in my description, and in October there's going to be a new one with a brand new design for you all. So if you stayed till this point, thank you so much. I will see you very soon with more art videos. In the meantime, let's make art. Bye.